I can see where it's leaking. See it dripping down there. I don't know if it's that hose or that one. Looks like it might be that one. Oh shit, it's pouring out. Jaguar Australia Road Atlas. How cool is this? Silk cut. Copyright 1988. Ooh, 12th edition. So I've already marked a couple of these. Tomorrow, this is where we're heading. Sydney. And we're going to hightail it down the highway. Oh, excuse my dirty fingernails there. Been working on motor cars. Hightail it down the highway to Goulburn and then chuck a righty up through the Cookwell, through the back roads, over to Brewer, then back roads to Harden, zap over to Cootamundra, and then from Cootamundra we head over to Map 07. Via Junee. Where's Junee? There's Junee. And overnight Narrandera. How many Ks? It's around only about 550. Take us about 6.5 hours. Getting a good time, beer o'clock in there. So we'll catch you in the morning, guys. We'll load up the car and off we go. Okay, we got Ken out of the garage this morning. And we're going to take a 600k through New South Wales countryside today. So that'll be fun. Beautiful day for it. Hope it stays like that. Well, we'll just pack the car and we'll get going. Where are we going? Dog's Eye at the bakery, Crookwell. So let me tell you a little bit about my XJS. It's a 1988 XJS convertible, and it's an import. This is a Japanese version. It came over to Australia in 1992. It was bought by a well-known Jaguar dealer in Melbourne, and it's had one or two other owners after me. I've owned it now for around 8 years, and it had about 2 or 3 owners prior to me. An interesting car because it was a V12 5.3 litre. And apparently it had an early engine fire back in 1992 where the engine was pretty much destroyed. So it was bought by this well-known Jaguar dealer in Melbourne. And he did a unique thing. He didn't put a V12 back in it. He put a Holden V8 engine. No, he didn't. I'm just joking. He put an AJ6 4-litre engine in it. So it's now got a 4-litre Jaguar AJ6 engine in it. And as you guys would know, that at 88, you couldn't buy a convertible with a six-cylinder engine in it. They did have the six-cylinder engines in the cabriolets that went from 1983 to 1987 in 3.6 form. This has got the 4-litre in it. And I think it was 1992 they introduced the 6 cylinders again, with the XJS convertibles and XJS coupes. You'd have to say that the conversion has been beautiful. This thing has never let me down in any way or form. It's also coupled to a nice 4-speed ZF gearbox instead of the old 3-speed GM in the 5.3s. I'm told that the AJ6 4-litre engine in this thing was out of a 92 or perhaps a early 93. And it has 93,000 kilometres on the engine, and I don't believe that the rest of the car has a lot more on top of that, but I have no idea. Wifey, what did the drummer call his twin daughters?
I have no idea.
Anna 1, Anna 2. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school?
No.
It's okay, he woke up. Wifey keeps on saying I don't listen to her, or she said something like that. Yeah. New South Wales.
Mandatory Courthouse Hotel. Don't worry about going through the roundabout, mate.
Okay, we haven't even got into Cootamundra yet, and we've hit a snag. Looks like we've got big dramas. She started to had the warning light that the coolant was down, and she's spraying coolant out else everywhere. But I can't find where it's coming from. I've got an awful suspicions it's coming from the bastard hose, which is right underneath there. We're just going to put some more water in it and then just close the radiator cap and see if we can see where that leak is. I can see where it's leaking. See it dripping down there. I don't know if it's that hose or that one. Looks like it might be that one. Oh shit, it's pouring out. Well, we're in the middle of whoop whoop. The NRMA bloke came, but he can't fix it. And I should have guessed that from word go. So we got the tow truck bloke coming out. What's happened is the bastard hose, they call it, is blown. The one right underneath that manifold. And surprisingly, the only hose I had in the boot was a bastard hose. I wondered where this one was going and why it never got replaced anywhere, because all the other hoses were replaced, but whoever did the job neglected to do the hard one. So hopefully we'll get it towed into Cootamundra, and wifey's getting a bit cool in there because it's getting freaking freezing out here. But lucky I was able to make it to this rest spot. I nursed it in. We're coming out of Harden. Anyway, what can we do? Shit happens. You know, you can almost get to it. I can get to that clamp there. Here we go. Someone's calling me. Okay, tow truck's arrived a couple hours late. Starting to get freaking freezing out here. We're getting to Cootamundra and we don't even know where this thing's going yet. Don't know where we're staying. Anyway, we're at Cootamundra RSL. It's thriving. Thought I'd order the local wine, Cootamundra Creek. Yep, 2008. It's been sitting around, but it ain't all that bad. I looked at it and thought that colour looks a little bit darkish.
There's a lot of alcohol swirling around in there. Look at that.
Yeah, we'll make short work of that. Well, it's morning. We're in Cootamundra. It's about 1 degrees here. It's freaking freezing. So I've just walked over to where the car is at Smart Fix and spoke to the owner, Dean. And they're looking at it already. He's got his apprentice looking at it. I guess that's all right. Beggars can't be choosers. So at least he's looking at it straight away. We might be able to get out of here by 10 a.m. with a bit of luck and head all the way down to Swan Hill. But we'll wait and see how he goes trying to get that hose on. I'll report back in a little while. Well, it's 10 o'clock and we're nearly there. We have Dean's put the new hose in. That's the old one that's blown. It's been there probably 30 years, but the one in the boot wasn't the right one, so he's had to make up a hose to suit, but that's okay, as long as we've got a hose. Doing a pressure test on the cooling system, make sure there's no leaks. If you're ever into Cuda, you need some help, these guys have looked after me, so I'm highly recommending them. It's got a great compound here. There's a little Renault Caravelle. You don't see too many of these around these days. Matter of fact, you don't see any around. Love the wheels. These are rear engine mount thingos. Looks like she's pretty tidy conditioned for its age too. Very smart looking car. Well, we're on the road again. It's 10:30, so we haven't done too bad. About 5.5 hours to Swan Hill. Everything's good. New hose, pressure tested. Everything's fine. Touch wood. No more issues, and we'll catch you soon in Swan Hill. saddle. Unfortunately, Ken did the right thing by us this time and didn't play up. Thank you, Ken. It's really much appreciated. Well, XJS fans, eat your heart out. XJS's galore. From all vintages. Haven't seen any pre-HEs yet. Probably won't see any of them. Yeah. Oh, nice XKR. Join the fleet. Plenty of convertibles. More convertibles than there's a cab.
Yes.
Is that
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, is that your cab?
No, that's the XK.
You got the XKR. Okay, it's gorgeous. Yeah. I did have a cab. I sold it Another bunch of Jags, nice XKR and 150 guys. Another cab, XF, Cabriolet, Ken. Look at the colour of this thing. Isn't she beautiful? Series 3. Another black convertible. I thought I'd be the only black convertible. And I know a couple of boys didn't get their XJSs finished in time, so they're bringing up their other Jags just to join the group. And they just keep going on and on. Another Cabriolet. Another Cabriolet and a facelift convertible. A couple of coupes. A nice Daimler. Looks a bit like Bruce's. And the list keeps going on and on. Ken's car in navy. A nice coupe. I've just done a loop.
Wrong colour.
Nice.
Need a week to put them in.
Hey gents,
Hello, mate. Finally.
can I just put the video on there, Wayne? Hey, how you, mate? Good to see you. Hi, mate. How are you?
How you going, John?
Yeah, I'm Brett. John, how
Brett,
are
how
you?
you
Yeah,
going,
good. Good to see you. Here we had a bit of an event today, yesterday,
Yeah, today.
and this is a really nice sport in. It's in British Racing Green. It looks blue in the video, I think, but it's definitely British Racing Green. XJR. Look at that. This is special. Love his wheels.
What happens from here on in over the weekend's really up to you guys. We can make a really good show of this and have a heap of fun.
Well, it's Saturday morning. We're ready to roll. 34 XJS is all rolling up at once to do a drive through Swan Hill. I don't really even know where we're going. I'll just follow everybody. Hey, wifey's just looked up the brochure. We're doing a tourist drive straight to a winery.
9:30 a.m. Chardonnay tasting.
Oh well, why not? It's a couple of nice facelifts in front of us.